America can be closed-minded, have poor critical thinking, have just no realization that you can't demonize a country and a culture just because you don't like them.
This is Karl. He's from the US and has been working in Asia for almost 40 years. Karl speaks Mandarin Chinese fluently and was known as a rainmaker for NFT technology in China. He told me about cultural differences with his Taiwanese-Chinese wife, his thoughts on how America should treat its immigrants differently, and the way his views on the US changed after living in Asia. I'm Max, an entrepreneur and YouTuber from Singapore. Let's go.
Your wife is Chinese.
Taiwanese-Chinese.
Taiwanese-Chinese. When you started dating her, did you have any cultural shocks?
Then I met my wife when I was working in Taiwan after studying Chinese. I was working in Taiwan. That's where I met my wife in 1985 in Taipei. And then we did the whole courtship thing. And I'll tell you, Max, the way to court a Taiwan woman is ride her motorbike back home after work and spend the evening with the parents, having the dinner and mingling with the parents, and then you wash the dishes.
This is super important.
This is what I did. Chinese say, 你要应酬. This is how you build relations up. This is what I did. I have to do that. Sometimes when people say, well, he doesn't understand Asian. Oh, I've been married 30 years. What do you mean I don't understand Asian culture? I understand it intimately. I don't worry about those things, but I do think if you're a young man or a woman and you're thinking about dating outside of your ethnicity, there's not a problem. But I say you need to be incredibly tolerant and patient because there are going to be cultural issues. There always will be. And there will be arguments. I like to call them dialogues because I learned one thing about being married. When you talk to your spouse, if you're right, you're still wrong. The wife is always right. If you want harmony and the path of least resistance, the wife is always right. You just listen to the wife. I'm telling you, Max, anybody who's listening, you want stress-free environment in your household, just listen to the women. They won't steer you wrong, normally. That's my viewpoint.
For your daughter, speaking about two cultures that she
gets the
growing
sternness
up in.
from the mother, which is the mother will say, my wife will say, no, I don't want you to date that boy. And of course my daughter's going to say, not be happy, in the dating. My daughter's only 24. And I will say to my daughter, you don't need to talk to me about boyfriends until you're really serious about a boy. And then you need to make sure the boy respects you. That's what I say to my daughter. And my wife will use Mandarin or Taiwanese, not English, speaking to my daughter. And then my daughter knows it's serious time. It's not joking around time. So when my wife wants to express something deeply to my daughter, it will be either Mandarin or Taiwanese. Yeah. And I find that fascinating. Otherwise, if it's English, it's light and airy. Oh, what kind of food do you like today? But when it's serious, she'll go right to Mandarin because we taught our daughter Mandarin from the age of 0, and we put her in Chinese schools on the weekends. We spoke to her in Mandarin every day. It's how you get the language and culture, even in America. It's how you do it. I think I want to instill that in my daughter. Never give up on anything. Never give up. And I have never given up, even with adversity in my life. And trust me, we all have adversity. And a weaker person would give up, but you just can't. I just try to teach my daughter, never give up on your goals and your dreams. Never. Never give up.
Do you have any advice for people in mixed marriages?
You need to spend quiet times together at the beach in the quietness of the ocean, which is a calming thing. Just talking to your spouse or your girlfriend or your daughter in a calm, relaxing place like the beach. I'm telling you, there's nothing more therapeutic than that. It's amazing. I took my daughter and wife last year when they came to Phi Phi Island. This year we went to Bali. My daughter and I love to snorkel. My wife, she's saying, it's okay. My daughter and I love to snorkel. So I feel that being near the ocean is something very therapeutic for a family. I believe that.
On this channel, I interview foreigners living in Asia, particularly in Singapore and Malaysia as well. Can you, because you're great in public speaking, can you summarize in a couple of words why people should subscribe to this channel, watching this video with foreigners living outside of their own countries?
You need to subscribe to Max's channel because, Max and I, we do have fun because I can joke and Max gets it, number one. Number two, I think Max is able to really dig out the soul of some of the speakers that he's talking to.
With all your long experience in Asia, when you go back to the US, or maybe like looking at the US from here, from Singapore, before from China and Taiwan. How you view US now, like, or maybe how your views on US changed through these years?
If you're in Miami, New York, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, those 4 points on both coasts and Chicago in the middle, those are the most international parts of America. That's where we get most of our talent going to, and most of our talent contribute to the society. I think that we need to recognize that those new immigrants bring so much to improve America, because America can be closed-minded, have poor critical thinking, have just no realization that you can't demonize a country and a culture just because you don't like them. You can't do that. I've learned that in the end, people all over the world are really pretty much the same. I feel that my country needs to create new global leaders, and not just people who listen to one side of the story, because social media, news media from all over the world, lots of propaganda. And how do you know the difference unless you have the ability to live and work in another country? How do you know the difference? You will tend to just go along like all those sheep jumping off the cliff. Well, he jumped off the cliff, I need to jump off the cliff. He said this, I need to believe that. Elon Musk said this, I need to believe Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a very smart man, but I don't believe everything Elon Musk says. I don't believe many things that Bill Gates says, and I met Bill Gates, okay, in 1990 something in Taiwan. Doesn't matter to me how great or how powerful the leader is. I look for the genuine integrity of the person and what they're doing and what they're saying, and what are they contributing? Because at a certain age, you need to give back to society. In fact, I think every American, as a birthright, should be given a Social Security card and a passport at the same time. Get them out the door, get them out of the country to go travel and see the world as it is and learn and have those experiences. My daughter was in Asia by the age of 2, and my daughter's been all over Asia.
Yeah.
Let me see, other things. We need to be more tolerant of other religions, ethnicities, cultures. We need to be more tolerant. We cannot say that I'm American, this is America, you have to conform. Actually, if you think about it, who invented rock and roll? African American.
Not British.
You might not know him. Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Technically, he's credited with inventing rock and roll. Who brought some of the first computers to the market? Wang An. Okay? Before Bill Gates. All these people that come from other countries contribute to America. It makes America so great because of their contributions. But some Americans forget that. They just, they view it, us and them, good and evil. The world is not like that. The world is not like that.
You will have a good luck if you watch the next video right now. The only problem is it will be gone in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.